broken down and tired.
Wait. Wait, so she said it was pronounced Leticia, right? Leticia. All right, got it. Wait, did it time out or just? Out. Is everyone time?
We're just
What?
gonna call it LT.
Who?
LT.
Okay.
You wanna write it down real quick?
Wait, what is it? LT? Oh. All right. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance of the United States of America to the republic for which it stands, nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. All right. For anyone who doesn't know, I am Colby Wyatt, the student body president, and these are my fellow officers. First, we have Kaylee Aguirre, our vice president. Brooke Delatoria, our secretary. And Jamie Pearson, our treasurer. And we also have some guests from South and Central. We have Will Highfield, the South Junior class president. Cole Johnson, the Central student body president. Savannah Otterby, sophomore Central in student council. And LT, junior Central student council.
Jordan from Central.
And Jordan from Central. And now, welcome Mr. Frias.
Good morning, and a special welcome to parents, families, guests, and to all our students gathered today to celebrate their academic accomplishments that are at the heart of all that we do. My name is Mr. Farias. I'm the principal here at Pueblo Academy of Arts, and it is my honor to be here today to recognize the outstanding Phoenix for their exceptional accomplishments in the area of academia and attendance. This year, sixth grade, you don't know this, but we're changing up our awards ceremony just a little bit. We're aligning closer to our local high schools and their award systems and the Laude system that they have implemented. In high school, it is the semester grade that is transcribed, and it is the semester grade that is communicated to post-secondary institutes for admittance. Therefore, today we will be recognizing those students with perfect attendance and those students with a semester GPA of 3.4 to 3.79 as part of merit roll, those students with a GPA of 3.8 to 3.99 as part of principal's honor roll, and our 4.0 students will be recognized for their academic excellence and will receive their first letter for their letterman's jacket. Now, my students may notice that my voice is a little bit more hoarse today than it has been in the past, and that there are some guests from Central and South with us here today. It's all by design. I've asked these students who represent their schools proudly and their student councils to come and speak to you today about the importance of middle school academics and to give you a little preview of what is to come in high school. This also allows me to be here but not speak too much at the microphone. Today, I want you to hear from some of our distinguished guests that may soon become your peers. Well, not you, sorry, unfortunately, they're a little older than you. So for our 8th grade group, they may have become peers at one point. But for you, these are the students that are paving the way for your experiences in high school. I'd like to now welcome one of our guest speakers, Mr. Will Highfill, South Junior Class President. Thank you.
Thanks for coming today. Appreciate it. Okey-dokey, so. How are you guys doing today? Yeah, dude, don't blame you. Let me tell you, I overslept my alarm. It was set for 5:45. I got up at 7, and school starts at 7:28 now for me, so that was not very fun. Anyways, okay, so I'm here from South High School, the best high school in Pueblo, to talk to you guys about the importance of grades. So, you guys you won't have this when you're in high school, but for my class, the class of 2021, we're the last grade that's going to be able to go, that isn't on the Lot A system. So that means that our grading scale is out of a 5.0 if you take honors and AP classes. So you may not know this now, but what you do in middle school is vital to how you're going to perform in high school. So when I was in middle school, I kind of just, messed around. I did geometry or something 8th grade year. I can't really remember. I didn't, prepare myself for what high school is like because high school seemed so far away. And you guys are 6th graders, You still have 2 more years and then you're kind of out of here. So it may seem like a long time, but it's not. Through my experience in high school, I've learned that grades, especially at a young age, is the most important thing that you can have. So currently I have a 4.8, which is out of a 5.0. I'm class valedictorian right now too, but I could have started better. So 3 years into my high school experience, I can tell you now that it's okay to not know what you want, and it's okay if you do. So who here knows what classes they want to take in high school, right? Maybe 1 or 2. The great thing about high school is that it's the chance to discover yourself. So if you guys are interested in the stars, in space, in the solar system, we have an astronomy class that we can offer. You guys can learn anything about the universe that you want to know. And if music sparks your interest, right? Do you guys have a music class here? Who does music? Do you guys play the drums, the guitar, right? I played the piano in middle school, and that was probably the best decision I can make because you may not know it now, but playing an instrument makes you unique because not many people in high school are actually in band or in that type of thing, and I'm not because I didn't have the guts because it's a really, scary thing to do because you're performing. But if you start now, if you guys are interested in music, start now. If you're not already in your music class, this is the best time to start caring about what you want to do in the future. Do you guys do sports as well? Who here plays a sport? Do you guys have a football team, right? So I did football 8th grade year, and as you can tell, I'm not really built for football. I'm kind of tiny, but that's okay because it's a time to figure out what you want to do, right? Middle school is all about deciding what works for you, what you want to do, and I realized that football probably wasn't the best decision. So in high school, I became a pepperette, which you guys may or may not know is a dancer. So during the high school football games, I actually performed during halftime. So there's that. So there's really no boundaries to what you can do. I mean, look at me. I'm a male dancer on a predominantly female team. So if you guys want to do something that's special, try to figure out what you want to do now. That way, when you get to high school, you have a pretty good idea about what's coming up and what you guys can possibly change. So as I said before, when I was your age, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do in high school. I just knew that I wanted to make the most of my 4 years before I went off to college. And so I'm junior class president, so those of you who may not know, that means I'm in my 3rd year of high school. Junior year is probably one of the most stressful years because we have to take the SAT, which is a nationwide test that basically decides where I can apply to school and what scholarships I'm eligible for. And you guys take BOY tests, right? Beginning of year, middle of year, end of year tests. Those are probably the most important things that you guys can work on right now because they are preparing you for the SAT, which will decide basically what you can do with your future. It's not the deciding factor, but it's one of those top things that you have to focus on. You guys still have a few more years of that. You have 7th grade year to work on those tests, 8th grade, and then all the way to junior year. And if you start focusing on that now, if you start really caring, about what, your scores might be, and they can be okay, and that's perfectly fine. But if you start now, you're going to set yourself up for success. And I really wish I had, because I took the SAT 3 months ago just because I wanted to get a really early head start. And I did not do very hot at all. So now I have to pay to take my SAT again and again and again to fix it. And I just think if I had started a little earlier, like you guys now, you have that opportunity to start caring about testing, about projects, about essays. It's the perfect time to start really focusing on what's important to you and what you can probably do. So, do you guys know what high school you're gonna go to? Yeah? Who's gonna go to South? Raise your hands. Yes, Colt Nation. Okay. Alrighty, so for those of you who may not know or are going to South, if the idea of representing the mighty colors of Colt Nation on the field of Dutch Clark with the horsepower of South's 400-strong student section excites you, I encourage you to go. If you want to go to Central, I encourage you to go. County, West, the 70 schools, personally, I don't encourage you to go. But the in-town schools, I encourage you guys to go. So this is, the time where you can feel out where you want to go, what you want to do, and I can guarantee you at every in-town high school, you're going to be offered the best education that you can receive. If you go to 70, you're going to be offered a pretty good education. But what we can offer here at every high school in town, whether it be Central, South, East, or Centennial, you're going to be getting the best for what you can. So that's why it's important now to set yourself up for success, so that when you walk in freshman year in a school where you have 18-year-olds who can vote, 16-year-olds who can drive, that's me, I'm a terrible driver. You have to prep for this new future of, 4 years. It's going to go by, in the blink of an eye. But for now, middle school is about preparing for what comes next. Join what clubs are offered here in order to figure out what you want. So we have some student council members up here, and that's really, really good because I went to Corwin. When I was there, we didn't have a student council. So when I joined my freshman year as the freshman class president, I didn't really know exactly what to do. But if you're interested in student council, I recommend to join it. It's a great thing. You meet a lot of new people. And then once you get into high school, it's like the next level. I get to meet some really great people like Cole, who's the Central Student Body President. And, I get to meet people I normally wouldn't talk to. Alrighty, where was I? Another great thing about high school is we have a whole bunch of clubs that we can offer. We have things like Key Club, which doesn't make keys, which I thought it did because Key Club, but it's just a volunteer organization, which I'm a part of, where you guys get to help the homeless. We do a soup kitchen type thing every once in a while. So if the idea of making a difference is important to you, start now. Join your student council. It sets you up perfectly for making that difference for when you get into high school and you have the materials and opportunities to do so. Alrighty. So no matter what you decide, always ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. If you want to be that, valedictorian, I don't know if you guys have valedictorian for when you get into high school. If you want to be that valedictorian, start today. Start, writing those essays with that extra detail. Start caring about those math problems. Because once you start now, you're building habits for what you're going to do in high school. And our girls out there, if you want to make a difference and you want to be leaders, we have an exclusive girls cabinet at South High School, which is a girls-only club where you guys are allowed to lead the school, basically, in whatever you guys want to do. So as a school, South High is incredibly excited to see the great things that you, the students of PAA, do both inside and outside the classroom. Choose to prepare now so that the 4 years that you spend in the halls of high school are filled with all of the fun, excitement, and learning that I have come to love. High school may seem like a long way away, but the bad news is time flies. The good news is that you are the pilot. Work hard now to set yourself up for success. I did not maintain a perfect 4.0 in high school. I was barely recognized for my academic achievements, and I wish more than anything that I had actually cared enough to try, because once I got into high school, it was a wake-up call because I was in honors classes, AP classes, classes that expect you to go above and beyond because they don't hold on for anyone. If you fail a class, you're out of luck. You miss that credit, and you have to take it again the next year. During my time in middle school, I played the trumpet, piano, ran track, played soccer, and did football. None of those things I do today because I realized I was really, 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 really bad at all of them. But that's okay because it was the time when I figured out what I was. Today, I'm president of the junior class, 2021 valedictorian, volleyball player, dancer, a member of Key Club, NHS, Environmental Club, FCC, Spanish Club, Spanish NHS, and John Newman. It's a mouthful. All those clubs are going to make you a better person. So my advice to you today is that success starts now, and we here at South High School can't wait until you're walking in our halls and experiencing everything we have to offer. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Highfill. Kiddos, you hear us say this all the time, so we thought by you hearing some students in high school right now, you really need to take in, listen to how busy these guys are and how involved they are in their school. So let's take a minute now to hear from Mr. Cole Johnson. Welcome him to the stage.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Gotta get this. All right. I'm going to try not to knock over the microphone stand. Morning, guys. How are you guys doing today? Doing good? Good? Nice. So, as Mr. Trujillo already said, my name is Cole Johnson. I'm the student body president at Central High School. And it's kind of crazy coming back to these places because it's, giving me a couple flashbacks to when I was in middle school. And I just remember how completely clueless I was to a lot of things that, like, I had my future. I wasn't thinking about, had no plans for high school. Kind of thought I was going to go to Pueblo West, to be completely honest. Never really considered going anywhere here in the city of Pueblo. And it wasn't until I started, looking around at some different high schools that, I went to went and checked out Centennial, went and looked at South, went and looked at Centennial, I already said Centennial, looked at County. But one of the coolest things that I found that, kind of like what Will already said, is that one of the things that you will miss if you decide to go somewhere in District 70 is that sense of community. You guys right now in this middle school, I think you guys already have a pretty tight community with your classmates and stuff like that, and that's something that you don't always have at other schools. So one of the things that I would say now is just appreciate the fact that you have that. Take some time to get to know your classmates, and I know this is your first year in middle school. Truly, it's kind of like a big adjustment going from elementary school, and now all of a sudden you're kind of like, the little kid on the block again. Like, now you got to look up to 7th graders and the 8th graders, and it can seem all intimidating, but I promise you it's not. It'll go by like a blink of an eye. And high school does seem like a long ways off. I promise you it's just 2 short years. You will be there before you know it, and it's gonna be one of the best times of your life. But enjoy the time that you have here now. Definitely wish that I'd paid more attention in my middle school math classes, because now that I'm in some upper level math classes, I realize that, like, some of the stuff I learned in 6th grade probably should have paid attention instead of doodling on the back of class. So even though these seem like a long ways off, I'm gonna just share with you some piece of advice that I wish somebody had told me before I went into high school. So first off, what I'd say is right now is the time in your life when you guys get to figure out kind of what you're passionate about, what you guys really enjoy doing. In high school, you still have some of those opportunities, but right now it's kind of like you guys just get to test the waters, figure out if you guys, I'm not going to make you guys, restay if you guys have played sports, if you guys play instruments. I think it's awesome that you guys are super involved like that, and I encourage you to keep doing things. Try new things too. If you've just been playing an instrument for a long time, maybe try a new instrument, or try out for a new sport you never thought you'd be good at. I had never run track before in my life until my freshman year of high school. Found out wasn't that great at it. Stepped on my hands a couple times with track spikes, which is not super fun. But it's just, like one of the other things too that you'll find in District 60 is that you have so many opportunities to do pretty much anything you want. There aren't a lot of, like, at some of these bigger schools like Pueblo West at County, you're not guaranteed a spot on any sport team that you try out for. You might be sitting kind of like, back row at a lot of things where you're not really treated like a priority. But here you are very much considered like, you guys are the future of this school district. And so I just applaud you guys for all the hard work that you guys have been doing, because, the future of our district really depends on you. So take this time right now to kind of figure out what you guys are super passionate about, and just, just try out new things. The other thing that I'd tell you too is learn for growth and not necessarily for GPA. I think we a lot of times can get caught up in, like, I got to get straight A's, I got to take the hardest classes I can. I wish somebody had told me that it's okay to screw up, because you will. But, like, go out there, make sure to, like, as important as it is to take some hard classes, take some fun classes too. Like, I spent the majority of my 3 years in high school taking really, really rigorous classes, the most advanced math I could, like the hardest science classes, chemistry, all that kind of stuff. But I wish somebody had told me, like, sign up for a drawing class. Go learn how to play guitar. Go do something fun like that, because that's going to help you grow more as a person than, senior level calculus will. So, yeah, take some time to just do some stuff that you're going to enjoy. Also, don't get afraid to help out in your community. How many of you guys like walking dogs? Like, how many of you guys like dogs? Awesome, me too. Definitely more of a dog person than a cat person. Nothing against cats, but definitely like dogs more. But there's so through student council, one of the coolest things that I've been able to do is we volunteer a lot at the Paws for Life Animal Shelter, and you get community service hours just for taking dogs on walks. And that's one of the coolest things you'll get to do because you get to help out animals, you get to connect with community members, and I think that's something, and you guys could even start doing that now. Like, that's something that I wish I knew, is that like you can start doing this kind of stuff from like a really young age. And it's not that hard to go play with a dog or go take them on a walk. I'm sure a lot of you guys have pets now, and it's just something really cool that you can do. So don't be afraid to take those opportunities that you can get involved in your community with sooner. Another thing too is learn how to say no. There are going to be a lot of different people that are going to try to recruit you for different things. As important as it is to get involved, don't be afraid to balance your schedule. At some point, like, everybody has their limit. There's only 24 hours in a day. And at some point, you do have to learn how to say no to some things, because whenever you're saying yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So that's another thing that I wish somebody had told me, because it's really easy to be like, yeah, I'll sign up for this club and this club and this club. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I have I have to be at this meeting at this time. I have to be at, this practice at this time. And then I have another practice after that. And it could just be really overwhelming. So it's okay to balance out your schedule, even now. It's okay to balance out your schedule and just take some time for your mental health, and just so you're not super stressed out all the time. Also, I know you guys have some awesome counselors here at your school. And so if you guys feel yourselves getting stressed out with your classes or anything like that, middle school can be a rough time, especially socially. It's just such a huge adjustment from elementary school. Don't be afraid to go talk to your counselors, guys. Like, if you're having a rough time, if you're getting picked on, if something like that, or if you're just having a hard time in a class, don't be afraid to go talk to your counselors. That's what they're here for. They're here to help you guys. Seriously, I wish I had known about that sooner. I didn't even really have my first meeting with my counselor until my junior year of high school. So that's how long it took me to figure that out. So definitely take advantage of that while you still have time. Also, don't be afraid of leadership roles, guys. Already, Will's junior class president, I'm student body president. Those are just titles. Really, you guys can be leaders in so many different ways in your school without having to be in student council, without having to be in all these different things, whether that means being the captain of a varsity sports team, whether that means being a mentor to some of the younger kids in your band class who may be struggling with an instrument that they've never learned before. As you guys get older, it could be something as simple as giving a friend a ride to school every morning if they may not be able to drive. It's little things like that that really make a huge difference in the lives of other people. So just always keep that in mind. Also, when you guys go into high school and even middle school, I don't know how many sports games do you have, but in high school, go to every single game that you can, because they're so much fun. You get to stand in the student section, and I know you guys have a lot of school spirit here at the school, which is awesome. Wish I had that kind of stuff at my old middle school. But there are all kinds of volleyball games, basketball games, football games, you name it. And I wish I had gone to more, because now that it's my senior year and I'm getting ready to leave, I realize that I'm never really going to have this kind of thing again, where it's like a small group, you get to have a lot of fun. We have a lot of crosstown rivalries, so, bell rings blue, which we finally got it back after all these years. I was so happy. I was going to be so sad if I had to go all 4 years without the bell, so thank God we got it back. But, it's, even stuff like that. And even though you might lose some games, it's still fun just being at those games and going to cheer on your fellow students who are your friends, who are your peers, and just encouraging them in everything that you can. Finally, a lot of this kind of stuff is up to you. As you guys grow and you guys go through middle school and eventually high school, you guys are going to figure out different things that work for you. Some of you guys may be really good at math. Some of you guys may be really good at science. Some of you guys may be really good at history. Some of you guys are better athletes than others, but honestly, you guys will figure out different things that work for you. It's just important to keep that in mind. Try not to compare yourself to other people, because you guys are all individuals and you're all going to have your own struggles and successes. And, even just little simple things like knowing which cafeteria foods to avoid, or which teachers you may not want to take a class from, and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for you guys. So proud of you high achievers, and it just gives me a lot of hope for the future. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. So we're going to now begin our award ceremony, and I want to begin today. If you students look next to you, look to your left, look to your right, look behind you, look in front of you if somebody's in front of you. We have approximately 240 sixth grade students. This year has been quite the roller coaster with late starts, weather, the flu hit us, the rhinovirus hit us, all these different things, all these things that happen. Now, we as a school are looking at attendance because students, here's the one thing that you need to hear. The first step to achieving in school is showing up. It's really hard to always be trying to play catch up, okay? So we are at Pueblo Academy of Arts taking we're highlighting some attendance figures for you in the front foyer. And out of the 240 sixth graders, we have one student who has had perfect attendance during the entire first semester. So I would like Antonio Harms to come to the stage here. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, there's always a time, if you're sick, you don't want to come and spread the germs, it's okay, but we want to start promoting people coming to school as frequently as you can. So, Antonio, we just want to say congratulations for showing up. And he is not only getting a certificate, he is getting one of my very first gifts of our PAA lanyards. He will also have his next Gene Day paid for, as well as some other things we're thinking of. But we want to keep those a little bit of a surprise right now. So thank you, Antonio, for showing up. I'd like to now, while he's finishing up his handshakes, I'd like to introduce Ms. Carleo to the microphone to get us started with our academic awards.
Thank you, Mr. Fidias. At this time, I would also like to call up some of our high school guests. If I could please have Savannah, LT, and Jordan to come to the stage. You're going to help congratulate our students. And sixth graders, since this is your first awards assembly, let me explain how this will take place. When we call your name, you'll come up these stairs, you'll shake hands with the people on stage. Our student body officers will hand you your award, and then you'll go through the line, shake hands, then you'll walk down those stairs, and then you'll come right to the center down here and stand in front, because we're going to have about 8 other people come and stand with you in a minute, and then we'll give you all a round of applause. I know it's really hard not to applaud when we first say a name, but we're going to try it and get you all up here, the first 8. So I'd like to first congratulate for merit roll, Michael Aragon. Nevaeh Aragon Loches, merit roll. And receiving an award for academic excellence is Ashley Ariano. And since Ashley received a 4.0 for first semester, she receives her academic letter. Owen Bensko. Owen Bensko is also receiving an award for academic excellence. That means he achieved a 4.0 for semester, and he will receive his academic letter today. Chelsea Cabello. Chelsea is being recognized for Principal's Honor Roll. Thomas Casarita. Thomas is being congratulated for Merit Roll. Is Thomas not here? Oh, he's coming. I'm sorry, Thomas. My apologies. Okay. Adiana Cortez is being recognized for Principal's Honor Roll. Leah Cosby is being recognized for Merit Roll. Please join me in congratulating these scholars. Thank you, students. You may return to your seats. Our next group, achieving Principal's Honor Roll, is Hunter Davis. Zara Dunker, Merit Roll. Azrin Dunback, Merit Roll. Rihanna Estrada, Merit Roll. Gabrielle Fernandez, Merit Roll. Liam Philpy, Merit Roll. Good job, honey. They'll give you your award. Deanna Garcia, Principal's Honor Roll. Jaden Garcia, Merit Roll. She'll give you your award. Congratulations. Please join me in congratulating these students for their academic excellence. You may return to your seats. Thank you. And students, we do need you to remain quiet as students are going back to their seats. Thank you. You're doing a great job, 6th grade. Next up will be Robert Garcia, Merit Roll. Ezekiel Gomez. And Ezekiel is receiving an award for academic excellence, which means he has a 4.0 for the semester. He will be receiving his letter today. Joshua Gurley, Merit Roll. Antonio Harms. In addition to receiving his Perfect Attendance Award, he also is receiving a Merit Roll Award. Alexander Hoff. Alexander is receiving an award for Merit Roll. Matilda Cobble. Matilda is being recognized for Principal's Honor Roll. Elysian Leba. Elysian is being recognized for Merit Roll. And I do apologize. Apparently, we missed one of our awards for Merit Roll. Yesenia Gonzalez, please come forward. We want to recognize you. And honey, we will make sure that you get your certificate. Our apologies to her parent. And you know what? Whenever we make a mistake like this, we like to correct it by counselors treating you to lunch later in the week in the counseling office. I know now all of you are saying, oh, please forget me, right? Okay. So we do apologize for that, and we appreciate all your hard work, honey. Let's give her a chance. And please join me in congratulating all these students.
We'll now start with the second half of the alphabet. I'm Mrs. Benner. And would Aiden Machado please come forward for the principal's honor roll? Eliana Martinez for merit roll. Isaiah Martinez for merit roll. Owen McIntyre for merit roll. Faith Mendez for principal's honor roll. Trayvon Mills, merit roll. Elias Montez, merit roll. And Eliana Montoya, principal's honor roll. Let's give him a great big hand. Kaylee Muncie, principal's honor roll. Madison Musso, merit roll. Violet Obley, academic excellence. She'll be receiving her first letter. James Rabel, merit roll. Logan Rael, principal's honor roll. Nevea Sierra, merit roll. Alexander Soames, principal's honor roll. And Joshua Soto for merit roll. Let's give them a great big hand. Go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. Leland Tran, merit roll. Angelina Trujillo for academic excellence receiving her letter. Anaya Trujillo, Merit Roll. Madeline Van Salisbury for Merit Roll. Cheyenne Vasquez for Merit Roll. Luke Weiss for Merit Roll. Tristan Wickezizer, Merit Roll. Macy Wyatt, Merit Roll. And Nathan Yalitz, Merit Roll. Let's give these academic achievers a big hand, and all the academic achievers. Keep up the good work.
And her name was Leticia. No, I think it was Yesenia. Okay, I got it. I'm good. All right. Now we're going to announce a new part of our awards assembly, a game that we're going to play. And all of you that received an award, on the back of your certificate is a number. And we have some numbers in here, and we're going to be drawing. And I don't want to leave out our young lady that we made a mistake on, so I believe if she could come forward, honey, I'm going to give you a number. And I think that was Yesenia, right? Yesenia, come on up, honey, because I want to make sure you're included in this game because it's called the money game. Money, yeah, so I don't want you to be left out. I'm just going to do a random. All right, that's your number. I'm going to put her number in here too, so she's included. Now let me explain. We're going to have our student body officers take turns drawing the numbers. When your number is called out, you'll come up to the stage. You will pick one of the envelopes, but I don't want you to open it yet. Then I want you to come and stand about right here in the center. When we get all, let's see, we have 4 envelopes up there. When we get all 4 of you up here, then we'll have you open your envelopes and we'll see, you know, what money is in there. I will tell you that one of those envelopes has a $10 bill in it, so we'll see. So let's have our student body officers come up, our guests from Central and South, please. Come on up, gentlemen. All right. All right. We'll let you pick the first one and announce the number.
All right, we have number 48.
All right. Congratulations, Logan. Pick an envelope. Hope it's the winner. And we'll let you just stand in the center here.
$44.99 instead of 44.
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, we'll tell you when.
All right. 44.
congratulate this gentleman. Come up and pick a number. We're going to all open them at the same time. All right?
Alrighty. Number 42. Dude, I know.
I'm going to mix them up some more so you get something else in there.
Getting all the 40s.
Okay.
All right, come on.
Big money, big money. What fits a 40? Be a 40, be a 40.
Number 18. All right.
We'll wait till he comes up. And then we're going to have each of you, as soon as he gets his envelope, you'll open up your envelope and let's see who has the $10 bill. Go ahead and open them. And then we'll see how much money everybody else has too. Okay, Logan got a 5. Okay, what'd you get, honey? A 5. Who got, what's your name again, first name? Aiden got the 10, hold it up. All right, congratulations. You may take your seats. Thank you guys, made it a lot of fun.
So students, I want to talk to you just a minute about evolving and always getting better. So we're trying some new things in this award ceremony. You wouldn't know that because this is your first. But you know, you can't do anything about yesterday, but you are always in charge of what happens today and tomorrow. So take the opportunity to learn and grow and continue those trends. I don't know about you, $10 is like 2 Starbucks or 10 cheeseburgers from McDonald's. I mean, there's a lot of ways to slice that money, and money is money, so congratulations to the winners there. Students, while you're being recognized for your accomplishments today, you don't often do this in isolation, so I'd like for us to take a minute and a moment now to show some gratitude through our applause for the parents, guardians, mentors, and teachers that support you all. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, it's time to bring our ceremony to a close. I want to thank everyone in here for attending our assembly today. Parents, we're going to give you a little head start in exiting the auditorium before the rest of our student body. If you'd like to wait outside in the hallway, outside of the auditorium for a quick picture, that's quite okay. So let's go ahead and allow them the opportunity to start to exit. Students, let's practice, please. Students. Students, please get quiet. Thank you. Now, students, I want to wish you a good and productive rest of your school day. And if you remember my launch from the last town hall, give me a thumbs up if you remember my launch. I just want to see that we have a few here. All right. So if you remember my launch, I want you to join me as I launch you today. All right, ready, students? Once a Phoenix. Thank you. Staff, I'm going to ask that you help me coordinate the exiting of your classes, beginning with the students. Please. When we're in large groups like this, we always have to practice as if I need your attention in a crisis, okay? Just because we're coming to the end of the ceremony does not mean that we need to get unruly. Now, I'm giving some directions to your teachers and they need to hear this. So teachers, if you would, please help me orchestrate the exiting of students. We're going to go from the back row. So teachers, you could just call your class as it comes to that point, okay? Thank you. Let's have
it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. You, when the silence is quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other.